ladies, I'm going to show you how to do competition hair today. First things first, go wash your hair. Okay, hello ladies. So as you can see, I have showered. So my hair is completely wet, which is good because for girls that have a lot of baby hairs and they sit down by the frame of their face or down by their neck, it's really good to do your hair when it's wet, so then it will all be able to stick back. Maybe you won't have to use as much product, although your hair is going to be pretty flammable by the end of this. So what you want to do is obviously comb out all your hair, which I've already done. And you have to pick a hair tie that is closest to your hair color. Okay, so I have my hair tie and it's black to match my hair because my hair is black. And what I do, first thing, obviously you have to brush out all your hair, which I've already done. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your brush and you're going to start brushing your hair up into your hand. And you're going to get your hair flat. And you have to pull it up as high as you can get it. But if you kind of have, like, if your arms are starting to get tired, it's okay because there's another way you can do your hair, which I'll also show you, which won't be as hard as on your arms. So you can see that I have to, like, switch it up, go all around the sides. I'll turn around. Get all the little baby hairs into my ponytail. And now what you can do, I guess you guys can already guess a bit, you flip your hair over your hand. And then this is when you can start brushing. And this also helps you get a very high ponytail. Get it all nice and flat. Get all those little baby hairs. Like that. And this is important because when girls stand up here sometimes, their hair will bubble out like this from like the weight of their hair. But you have to make sure your hair is totally flat because when you get those curls in your hair, you can just check in the mirror, see if it's high enough. I think that's pretty good. When you get all those curls in your hair, the sides of your hair will become very visible. And if you have any hanging baby hairs, then everyone can see them, and it's not good. So as you can see, you gotta tighten it really tight. And I probably look really silly right now, but this is how tight and how high your hair should be. So as you can see, I can probably fit my whole palm on top of my head before the base of my ponytail. And all of this needs to be flat down. So now next what you're going to do, and what you'll need, is a lot of hairspray and a lot of gel. I like to use gel. Some girls like to use mousse, but I just think that gel holds better and it doesn't melt because sometimes, depending on the kind of mousse that you use, your hair, like when it gets warm, it'll start to crack or get flaky. But most gels don't do that, so the kind that I use is dip-a-dee-doo. That's just the kind that I use for cadets. So what you're going to do, you already have your hair in the ponytail, so you can get lots of gel in your hand. And you just rub your hands in it, spread it in your hands. And this is where it gets gross, so brace yourselves, and you're going to push up all your hair. Hair will be nice and shiny afterwards. Push it all up. Flatten it all up. And if you didn't have a tighter ponytail before, like if it's starting to bubble out a bit like this, then you can choose to retie your ponytail. But I think mine will be alright. And especially over here by your face and girls that have bangs, this problem area, like see look, I have little sideburns. This is going to be a very problem area. So you have to get lots and lots of gel. Or hairspray or mousse or whatever you decide to use. And get all these little problem areas. And remember, you should do your hair for competition the night before. So you have to be able to sleep in this hair unless you don't want to sleep the night before a competition, which I recommend you do. And you have to get all the hair up, slick, make you look a little bit bald. So as you can see, when I turn my head back, all my hair is starting to come off. So I'm just going to stop the video and then I'll just redo my ponytail and then we'll move on and talk about bow position and curlers. Now this is the point where girls who have hair pieces can stop watching because although you have to have a slick base, like the girls who use their regular hair, you have to have a slick base, but obviously you don't have to watch the part about the curlers, so you can just go. Anyways, so the next thing that we're going to do is, because I don't have my actual bow yet, I'm going to be using a wet bow. And what you want to do is your bow should stand upright in your hair. And our bows have elastics too, so this is pretty good. And the bows that we will be getting will have longer tails, but the tails, which is the like little ends, should sit on the top of your head down, and the ears should sit up in the air like this. And you need to put your bow in before you put your curlers in, just so that after you have all those big nice curls, it's going to be really hard to get your bow in on your ponytail afterwards. So as you can see, my bow is standing upright and looks really nice. Now onto curlers. The kind of curlers that I use are these yellow sponge ones that I bought at Dollarama, last year. Now, the kind of curlers that you cannot use curlers like this. You cannot use Velcro curlers, and you cannot use curlers bigger than the size of your pinky. So these are kind of a little bit big, but I make sure and do, as you can see, if they're already kind of deformed, I make really, really small, really, really tight curls. Now, you guys can see this big bag of curlers that I have. They're kind of gross. But I use all of these curlers. Now, I have pretty long hair, so I make really small curls. But the very key important thing that you have to understand is your hair will be in these curls for a long time. So if you have thicker hair, like me, or long hair, you have to use very small little sections of hair, and you have to make many, 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 many curls. Okay? We really have to stress that. Because if you have, all these nice little crown of curls and then one big, long, straight one, it looks horrible. And what can you do with that one curl? If you really feel as though you can't do foam curlers, then maybe the hairpiece is the way for you to go, or maybe you just have really short hair. Now, the only thing, and no hair irons. The only way that hair irons are acceptable is if you get really thin ones like this, like even this one's really fat, so I only use the thin part at the top, is if, the next morning you take out all your curlers, and then there's that one hair that just went, that's when you can use a hair iron. Other than that, you have to use the foam curlers. Now, first thing to know, I'm sure we all know how to put in curlers, but if you have bangs, like some girls, obviously the hair will be standing up right behind your bowl, and that will look pretty silly. So the thing that you want to do is take a piece of hair, for example, I'll take this piece of hair, even that's a little bit too thick, and you will want to use some hairspray or product. I don't have any bangs, so I'll just pretend, and hairspray your bangs and camouflage them into this piece of hair so that they will stick together. And then you won't have some kind of in Ukrainian it's called a chvostek. What you want to do is you can either do the wrapping method like this, just wrap it around the base of the curl, or the curler, and then roll it down, or you can just roll it down. But for girls that have long hair, your arms probably are not that long. And there's one curler. I won't show you how to do all of them because I'm going to be here for a really long time. But first thing is when you do your hair, it should be wet, as I said before. And after you have all your hair up in curlers, you can put a hairnet around it just to help it stay overnight and you won't get any wispies. So I'll be wearing this hairnet today at practice if you guys want to come see what it looks like. What you want to do is you want to hairspray the sides of your hair again. So all along here where we gelled, or whatever you used before, you'll want to hairspray all the sides again. But while your curlers are still wet, you cannot hairspray them. Because if you hairspray them while they're wet, you'll take them out and they'll just be when you need small, tight, bouncy little curls, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and spend probably the next 45 minutes putting all these little curlers in my hair. If you guys have any additional questions that maybe you don't understand or you need clarification on, or if you want to know some other places that you can buy curlers, you can go ahead and ask Christina or myself, and I will see you all there. Mwah! Love you!